What's up, everyone? It's Salman Qureshi, and you're having a slow day when you end up on Reddit online, and I just have to share this favorite one of mine that I came across today. It's awesome. First of all, there's one good thing about Reddit, and that is that you learn lingo. Well, like me, I'm getting older, and sometimes I worry about sounding old, right? And Reddit, like, and you guys might laugh at this. This is the title of this post: AITA for not wanting anything to do with my brother, even after he tried to delete himself. All right. And I read this and I kind of go, what's ITA? And then I went, oh, it means, am I the asshole for not wanting anything to do with my brother? Okay, so, so, hey, it keeps me hip. All right, so that's one good thing about going on Reddit. But this is a typical kind of stuff you'll find on here, which I love. I love it sometimes. All right, so this guy, he's 27-year-old male. I haven't spoken to my brother Kevin. He's hiding the name in 5 years. Kevin, so we don't find out who he really is. But he's happy to take all this stuff onto the internet and tell the whole world. But he's ashamed about sharing real names. I don't get it, right? At this point, you're just like, let's open the can of worms is out. Let's do this properly. But Kevin, so he hasn't spoken to his brother in 5 years. This is interesting, right? So I'm like, what happened? Did, the first line did get me. Not gonna lie, sounded juicy. I'm like, all right, let's find out. And then the second line is good too. He says, I barely speak to our parents or anyone in the family. Dude has not spoken to anyone, including his parents, in 5 years. All right. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm like, okay, let's find out what's going on. So he says, when I was 22, Kevin was 25. I found out that my girlfriend of 3 years, so he was dating her since he was like 19. Okay, my girlfriend of 3 years was having an affair with Kevin. Da da da. I wonder how he found out. He doesn't go into telling us how he found out. Was it like he walked in on them, or like he found pictures or something? Like I know it's I got to know these things, right? So he doesn't share that. So that's bad storytelling. I broke up with her. He's a man of action, but so is his brother. I broke up with her and I moved back into my parents' place, showing my parents the proof of the affair. So he brought the parents into this, man. He's like, my brother's done some crap shit and I'm gonna tell my parents about it. What kind of proof was this? Was this pictures? Were they like making out? And he's like, look, how do you do that with your parents? Like, look at your elder son. He's fucking her. Like, this is stupid, right? Oh no. Okay. So after a month of ignoring Kevin's attempts to reach out and being cold when he would come around to apologize, my parents told me it was time to forgive him. So after a month, the parents are like, all right, man, this has gone enough. He did your girlfriend, but it's time to forgive that. All right? He had needs, whatever. Maybe he's the favorite. And they're like, hey, you got to get over this. Kevin's the favorite. They went as far as to stage, okay, so they go and stage an intervention with his ex, the girlfriend he just broke up and caught cheating on him with his brother. They get her, Kevin, and extended family. So they do this intervention to give him reasons why they should he should forgive Kevin. Oh my lord. Like, this guy is not even sharing his elder brother's name, but the parents and everybody said, "Let's get the whole extended family." Who was this extended family? I want to know. You don't want some of your uncles knowing this stuff. Like, how did they sit down with the whole family and go, "Listen, Kevin fucked your girlfriend," who's sitting right here, by the way. And they did it. They just, they did it. And now it's time for you to forgive him. Does everyone agree? And he's, poor guy, sitting there going, oh, to be embarrassed in front of families like that. Families, man. All right. So he says, all this did was hurt me more. No shit, Sherlock. Oh, man, I feel bad for this guy right now at this point. I was just like, okay, I told him what they did was unforgivable, especially when it came to Kevin, because he's my brother. I looked up to you, blah, blah, blah. He goes on about it. And yeah, so he's upset. He tells his brother and he walks off. He doesn't forgive Kevin. Clearly, the uncles didn't come up with good enough reasons. A couple of months after that, I got the chance to get far away from them and took it. New job, new city, possibly. Not a lot of details provided, but I'm going to make those assumptions. Or he found a different apartment down the block. We don't know. These are important details. If you're going to tell your story, share those details so we know. Okay? And that's where he broke off, right? So he's gone off. The dude's gone for the last couple of months. So this is 5 years later, I guess. We're cutting in for the last couple of months. May, June, July, August, whatever. We don't know. Details, people. Details. These are important details. I've been in contact with a cousin because my grandmother is having health issues. Okay, so maybe the grandmother wasn't there at the intervention. He's not angry with her. So he shows up at the hospital to see her. On the way out, I unfortunately ran into Kevin. Kevin, you bastard. Maybe Kevin was like lurking around trying to find that moment. He wanted to talk, but I pretend I didn't know. He started to cry. All right, this next bit, he just says, at the hospital, Kevin tries talking to him. He pretends not to know who he is. And his brother starts crying and saying sorry and that I want to have a relationship. And this dude goes completely cold. I love it. He says, I tell Kevin, you must have mistaken me for someone else. That's cold. Then the next few bits, his cousin calls him up saying, your brother's having a bad mental breakdown. You got to meet him. And this guy's like, no, 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 no. Then his parents get his number from the cousin by pressuring him. And then they call and beg him and say, listen, if you just forgive Kevin, maybe, he'll be better off. And this guy sticks to his guns and says, no way. The mom is doing the traditional crying, getting the brothers to like kind of patch up and saying, I want my family back. And the dad is trying to do the logical thing. And he's like, if we sit down and we just apologize, all of us, won't you just come back and be a family again? But the dude says, nope, I'm not apologizing. I don't have anything to apologize for. And I don't want to talk about this. This is when the story gets really tough, though, because the next day the dad calls up crying. He says Kevin's in the hospital when he found out that you were not willing to talk under any circumstances. He swallowed some pills and now, he's just having a mental breakdown and potential suicide attempt, right? So the last thing this guy says, I don't feel it's fair to put his mental health on me. I don't even know how I would even help when every time I think of him, all I feel is rage, hurt, and betrayal. All right? He's my brother, but I just don't want nothing to do with him. So am I the asshole for not wanting anything to do with my brother? He's put out that question, and ladies and gentlemen, let's answer it for him since he's put it out. There are 6,700 comments. I wonder if he went through all of them and then has finally made a decision. But if he hasn't, I just look at the story and I go, man, Kevin, his brother, a complete dick thing to do, but doing one dick thing doesn't mean you're a dick, if that makes sense. All right. So what I would say to that is, as an older person, everybody sounds really young on Reddit and immature because a lot of the comments. I just glanced at a couple, and all of the comments were like, "Yeah, if my brother slept with my girlfriend, I would never forgive him." Blah 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 blah, stuff like that, right? And I'm just looking at it going, listen, man, it's been 5 years. Okay? That girlfriend, you started dating her when you were 19. All right? You've grown up. Like that, you're an older, mature person. Your family is, unless they've got all these other issues or something going on, your family, you're going to miss them. This is a lot of time away from them that you spent. All right? So get over yourself. Get over whatever this chick was. Blame the chick, man. This is gonna come back and bite me later in life for saying that. But what I mean is, it takes two to tango. And obviously he's broken up with the girlfriend as well. But this is your brother, and you gotta forgive him and find a way to move on. And you won't be able to until you sit down and have a conversation with him. So all that rage and everything that you're festering, and God knows what it's doing to you. All right, God knows what it's doing to your insides, like destroying you emotionally. It's probably coming out in different ways. Your work, your colleagues are probably looking at you going, why is this guy such a dick himself, right? And they don't know your history and this one little moment in your life that that has caused 5 years of turmoil. You just gotta, it's playing on the back of your mind 100%. All right. So if you want to heal and if you want to get over it for your own sake, be selfish about it if you need to. Go there and patch up and get this stuff over with. You'll feel better. I guarantee you'll feel better. And maybe the rage doesn't go away. Maybe you'll never have the same relationship with your brother, but you will be better off for your own good as well. All right? So go stop being a immature. Who are these people? Just get over yourself. Some people start dying, right? In my age, I've started losing people and friends all the time. And one of my biggest fear and regrets is not spending enough time or looking back and losing a lot of time with people I cared about. All right. So I'm using the story to God. Okay. All right, man. Look, that was a story, and I got hooked on it, and I just had to talk it out for my own good as well. If you're in that state, there are times when you really don't want to forgive something or someone, but talking and sitting together is the best way forward, unless it's going to harm you in some way. All right. So all right, we've done this enough. Kevin, go save your brother. All right. Stop listening to the 7,000 comments. Go do it. You know, deep down inside, you know that's what you got to do. All right, people. That was my Reddit story of the day. I had to share it. All right, guys. I gotta bounce. Thank you for watching this video on my Reddit commentary, and I'll catch you in my next video. Take care.